Hi my friends. If you have looked at my latest video, you know that I said that I have things to figure out. And that is still the case. Here comes a short version of it all. I am a person that have always been a bit manic when I do music, or actually in everything I do. That means that I always have to think how much I work and how many projects I begin at the same time, which is a good thing. And well, I have been rather good at it. Probably because the migraine I have had since I was 5 years old have forced me to calm down, so it was almost never a problem. But the last couple of years have been, well, to put it lightly, a bit more stressful. Because of money problems, too much work, too many music projects at the same time, and the most annoying person that did things around me that made my life, difficult to say the least, and a bit of bad luck and bad timing. But the beginning of the end, so to speak, started a couple of months ago, when I had a panic attack at work. The panic attack was so bad I had to call someone to relieve me from the thing I worked with, so I could get out to get some air, and calm myself down enough so I could get back to work again. And after that, many things like that happened. I almost lost people that I care about because of what I said and what I did. And in one case, I almost lost them just because I was afraid to lose them, and I panicked because of that. And all the time I blamed everyone but myself for how I felt. But after a while I realized that I had overreacted badly on many occasions the last 3 or 4 months. At least if I compare it to how I reacted in similar situations before. After that I spent a couple of days trying to repair the damage I caused. But at the same time I began to feel more and more depressed and stressed out. But I still tried to work and repair everything the best I could. But then one night it all just snapped. I got so stressed out that I walked around like a hunted animal for a couple of hours. And when the morning came, I went to the nearest hospital, but there they did not do anything. They said that I was on the wrong place. I just walked out from there with my brain in a total mess and tears in my eyes. I called 112, the emergency number. I called the healthcare information thing. I called a dear friend. I did comments on Skype to the one that was around there. I was all over the place just to find some support. I just had to do something, because if I didn't, I would have broke down there on the spot. But I surprised myself, because in the middle of all this, I find the strength to decide that it wasn't enough, and that today it will end, whatever it takes. And after a couple of hours with a couple of panic attacks and a couple of mobile calls and Skype comments and me crying like a child in front of a couple of nurses at the emergency room, and after a long train and bus ride to another hospital, I got an appointment with the right person in the right place. But it took from about 4 in the morning to 3 or 4 in the afternoon, if I remember right. So it was an exhausting day, to say the least. But now I am on the right track, and even if it many times feels like I have a grey blanket over my head that makes everything grey and sad, and it can take hours for me to get inspiration to do what I have to, both in my normal day-to-day life and in music and so on. And after that the blanket is gone for a while, but it always comes back to pester another day. But hopefully I will find a way to cope with my mind. Well then, what is wrong with me? Bipolar, depressed, just work too much, or something completely different? Well, sadly, I don't know. Part of the things I feel I have felt all my life, but at the moment my feelings are on a higher gear, so to speak. So I just have to find out why, because I don't want to feel like this. And why did I do this video? Well, I did this video for a couple of reasons. One is that so many people that have mental problems are afraid to talk about it, because they are ashamed or scared that they will lose their jobs and friends and so on, or they are scared that people will not understand or even believe them, because you cannot see the grey blanket over the person's head or the mess inside, but it is still there. And if you see the person smile, it might be because they have worked up the strength for hours or even days just to be able to be where they are at the moment. And they might have to pay for it by being exhausted a day or more after. But you just see them when they are up to it. So how can you understand what they are going through? Sadly, people that think like this might have a point, because even if having a mental problem is like any other sickness, the ignorance that many people have about mental illness is scary. You would not point finger or distrust a person with a heart disease or something like that, but some people don't even want to have persons with mental problems as neighbors. So sadly, it might be a risk to talk about having mental problems, but I don't think it should be. And I also did this video because I know that some people here on YouTube and other places wonder why I don't comment as often as I used to do, and why I don't make that many music videos and other videos. And because I know that some of them actually care about me and have supported me along the way and still do. I did not see that coming when I began to make videos on YouTube, but that was a cool surprise. So to the next time, have a skillful life.